Guys, I can't really move too much because from the last video you guys seen that I went to the gym, which was yesterday, and I can barely move. Like, my stomach hurts, my thighs hurt, my arms don't really hurt. Oh yeah, my arms hurt. Right here hurts, right there. Oh my god, it hurts. Oh my goodness. Can't really lift up my legs or anything, can't walk properly, you know, but I'll be okay. I'll be fine.
But I still believe he's taking care of me. Oh, I'm just one of them old people God's got a hold on. And I believe, yeah, I believe, yeah. So I'll choose to look on the brighter side.
So, as you guys seen in the title, today I'm going to be doing a story time for you guys. Bang, 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 bang. So, the title of the story time is kind of like weird. You guys are probably wondering, like, what are you talking about? What's going on? And the title literally is what it is. It was a few years ago. I think I was 13 or 14 at the time, and it was just a Labor Day. I had no school, my sister had no work. At the time it was her fiance. Her fiance had no work either. So they was like, okay, let's go to the beach, let's go have some fun. So we went to Fort Lauderdale Beach, and by the way guys, like I told someone this story before. Well, two people, I told the story twice before. The first time I told this story was right after it happened, and I explained it to my family and stuff. And then the second time was at school recently. I told one of my friends in a class. But basically, I don't really talk about it a lot because watching that happen to someone is kind of like, it's like a traumatic moment for someone to experience, you know. It was just very crazy. It was like kind of surreal, and sometimes you would start like blaming yourself for stuff, or feeling like you could have done more, or like, you know, just different things start to roll in my head. But I do understand that my mom and my sister were telling me that, well, the day that it happened, they were telling me that there was nothing that I could have done, that I shouldn't blame myself for it or anything like that. So I know that. And sometimes, like, I'll still have the thoughts, like, you know, maybe I could, you know, helped a little bit more or whatever. But I know that it wasn't my fault. Or I know that it was a life or death situation for myself as well. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to explain the story to you guys. So before the video even starts, be sure to like this video. If you don't like it, still like it, but don't dislike it. If you don't like it and you don't want to like it, just exit out the video, guys. It's okay. You can do that. I'll be fine. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Comment down below what suggestions you guys want to see me do. If you guys like these story times, let me know. I was thinking of doing a get ready with me while I tell this story, but I was like, I don't do makeup, so get ready with what? But don't worry guys, I'm gonna learn how to do makeup. Anyways, let me get into the story. So I said my sister, her fiance, had no work, and I didn't have any school because it was Labor Day. So we decided to go to Fort Lauderdale Beach, and yeah, we were just there chilling and stuff. So eventually I went into the water. While I was in the water, I was just in the water, you know, floating, waiting for the waves, jump over them, you know, being lively, being fun, whatever. And like, I was, you know, because my sister and her fiance are like older, so I was kind of like by myself, you know. But I was with them, but I was like by myself because they were like, you know, being together, and then I was just like single, like myself, alone, solo. So I was just, you know, minding my business, going in the water, blase, whatever. So there's these two boys that's playing in the water. I would say that they were around the age of 9 like 9 or 10, somewhere around there, like little boys playing in the water. But like, we were only a few years apart though, because I was just like 13. They were like 10, 9, whatever, 4 years, 3 years apart. So I'm there, and I know that they're young too. So, and, you know, your girl thought she was cute that day too. So one of them came over to me, and well, they were playing. I think they were like racing to see like who could go the farthest or whatever. So, or like who could swim faster. I don't know. They were doing something, and one of them came over to me, and he was like, he was just trying to get at me, you know. He was talking about how I was cute, and I'm just like, this little 9-year-old boy, like, what are you doing right now? What are you doing? So he's just trying to talk to me. I'm just like trying to turn away and stuff. And I guess it was his cousin. That was his cousin. I remember him telling me that. So he was with his cousin, and his cousin thought that he was still racing with him, like he was still swimming with him. But he had stopped to talk to me, and his cousin kept swimming down. So I was saying, now that I'm telling the story to like you guys, for some reason more is like coming back to me. And I was telling him, and I was like, who's that? Go play with your friend, go play with your friend. And he was like, that's my cousin. And I was like, oh, go play with your cousin and stuff. I was being like real calm, real cool, you know, whatever. But I just wasn't trying to talk to him or anything. First of all, I'm with my sister and her fiance. Second of all, you're like 9, you're like 8. So either way, it just wasn't gonna work out. It just wasn't. So yeah, his cousin kept swimming down, and he had stopped to talk to me, and I was just like, go play with your cousin, go play with your cousin. I was kind of like turning, you know, because you can't like walk away fast because we're in water. So it's like, even if I tried to walk away, it would be very slow. So I just like stood there, and I was just, you know, turning around, and I was just like, okay, play with your cousin, he's over there swimming, go swim with him, you know, you're a baby, I'm a grown woman. I'm just kidding, guys. I didn't say that. But I was just like, you know, trying to push him off, trying to brush him off, basically. So all of a sudden, I start seeing his cousin's hands up and like out of the water. Like he was just, his hands were just like up out of the water, and he wasn't screaming, he wasn't saying anything, he wasn't saying like help or anything, but the way he was looking to me, it looked like something was wrong. So I was like, is your cousin okay? Like, he looks like he needs help or something. Then he was like, no, he's fine. Like, that's exactly what he said to me. He was like, no, he's fine, he can swim. So I'm just like, okay, whatever. So I leave it alone. And then all of a sudden, I see the boy just being pushed back into the ocean, like pushed back into the water. And I try to like hurry up. And see, this is where I feel like I could have helped more. I didn't scream for help. I didn't scream for anyone to come in the water. And that's where I messed up. I didn't scream for anyone to come. I didn't say help. I didn't say he was drowning or anything. I just tried to help him myself. And I shouldn't have done that, because he probably would have got saved if I would have screamed something. But I was trying to hurry up, and mind you, I'm still in the water, so I'm not going any fast. I'm not going any faster than I would be, like, you know, in slow motion. Like, I'm basically in slow motion trying to get to this boy, and he's being pushed back so fast, and I'm just trying to go, and I'm going so slow. So I'm trying to get to the boy, and his hand is like out trying to reach for me, and I'm trying to get him. So the ocean pushes him back like too far, and there's like a point in the ocean where like there's like sand that's high up, and then if you get too far and you're like not tall enough, then you'll sink down. So I was trying to reach for him, and while I was walking, I put my right foot, I remember, I put my right foot into that deep part where I couldn't stand up, and I felt myself about to drown, and I pushed myself back quickly, and I just watched the boy go under the water. I couldn't do anything to help that boy, and because I don't want to get to what my mom said because that would be like skipping some of the story. So I'm just go to that later. But when I felt myself about to sink down, because like it's just a part where it just drops in the water where like you can't stand anymore. So I felt myself get to that point, and to know that he was already beyond that point, and he was just like 8 or 9. It was just like he had. It was just like, okay, I couldn't do anything to help him. And this, I still didn't scream, and I still didn't say anything. So I'm coming back onto the shore, and I think his cousin went to go tell his family member something, that he was like being pushed back into the water. So I'm trying to get out the water as fast as I can, and I'm running onto the land, the shore. And then I get to the lifeguard, and I go to him, I'm saying, somebody's out there and he's drowning, and he's just like, he's into the water, he was pushed back by the waves, and I was trying to explain what happened to him, and I'm out of breath, and I'm trying to explain to him, I'm saying he's drowning, and I really can't get words out because I was so tired. I was trying to run out of the water, I was trying to save him or whatever. So the lifeguard takes his little binoculars. There's nobody in the water. Nobody's drowning. Can y'all believe that lifeguard said that to me? Your job is to go out there whether or not you see anyone drowning or not. The person could be, it just kind of pissed me off. I was just like, how are you gonna tell me there's nobody in there drowning? Because at that time, okay, I'm thinking, okay, now I'm probably going crazy, because now it's like I'm trying to tell him this, and he's like nobody's in the water, like. And I felt like there was no way for me to convince this man that a boy is drowning in the water right now, and he can possibly, like, he's possibly already gone, or you can get in there and you can save his life. Like, this lifeguard was seriously trying to not get in this water. Like, I didn't understand. So I'm trying to convince him, and yeah, basically they just like, eventually, after about like 10 minutes of convincing, he finally got off the little ladder thing, and he went to go to his little buddies. He didn't even get right in the water. He went to go find some other lifeguards. They had this whole conversation, and then they all went to different parts of the water. And I was like, are you serious? If I go to a lifeguard and I tell a lifeguard somebody's drowning, you're not supposed to go use your goggles on top of the water. He's looking on top of the water telling me no one is drowning. When you drown, you're inside the water unless you got like some super zoom binoculars on. Because last time I checked, those binoculars only see on top of the water. Am I correct? Okay. So, yeah, like, he went to go find his other lifeguard buddies, and they having a conversation. Then they finally went to go search for the boy. And eventually they found him, which he already passed away. He was already gone, unfortunately. And yeah, they had the little caution tapes. And then we seen when they found the body, and they put it on a little surfboard or whatever. And their family was tearing up. Their family was crying and screaming. And oh my gosh, it was just so sad. It was one of the most craziest moments I ever saw. Because I witnessed the boy drown. Like, I witnessed him drown. And it's like in the blink of an eye, he was just under the water, and it was just done. It was just over. And it was just crazy. It was crazy. When I had went home afterward and I was explaining it to my mom and stuff, she was saying that everything happens for a reason, and maybe the reason why I didn't go any further is because when someone is in a life or death situation, all you're thinking about is living, is making sure that tomorrow you're going to be able to see daylight, tomorrow you're going to be able to see your family. So if I would have gotten any closer to that boy and he would have hooked onto me, he would have probably dragged himself to shore and threw me behind him. Like, he would have probably did something like that. He would have crawled over my head, crawled over my body or something, because that's his life. Like that's him trying to make sure that he stays alive, his head stays above water, and he's gonna do anything to make sure that happens, especially when they don't know anything. And I see where she's coming from, because if that was me and I was drowning, I would have probably did the same thing. I would have probably used all power in me to make sure that I would have stayed alive too. And I feel like, especially because I was already so young, so I was 13 and he's like 9. So it's not like I can take both of us, you feel me? If he would have got on me, it's not like me taking both of our body weight, I can just swim back against all the waves and everything. It's not like that. Like, if it was like a 30-year-old man that's like big or something, yeah, probably most likely he would have done it. But me being another child, because we're both children, so me trying to save him wouldn't really make any sense. It would just been us two drowning, because it's not like I could swim anyways. I couldn't even swim. So it's like, but yeah, guys, that's my story time. It was about, well, I'm 16 now, so about 3 years ago I witnessed this, and I never spoke about it or anything. It was just a crazy experience for me, and I was just shook. Like, I was just like how can you watch someone's life being taken from them right before your eyes? Like, it was just crazy. And then when I got home that same night, they had it on the news, and then they had this lady talking about it, and the lady wasn't even there. But you know, I come to, you know, think that every TV show has actors. That's what I feel like. I feel like every TV show has their actors. They give people a line or a script to say, because at the end of the day, what those lifeguards did was so wrong. I went to the lifeguard and I told him somebody was drowning, and he said nobody was drowning from licking on top of the water. And I felt like the little boy could have been saved if he would have just got up and just went to go do his job. You're not a lifeguard to just sit on there and look cute. You're a lifeguard to save lives. If anybody's drowning or if anything's happened to anybody, that's when you step up to the plate. You don't just tell somebody that, oh, nobody's in the water drowning. But that really like pissed me off. I was just like, what the heck? It just didn't make any sense. Yeah, guys, so that was my story time, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, still give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment more suggestions down below. I might be doing pranks soon, guys. Wink, wink. But yeah, my arms hurt so bad. But yeah, like I was saying, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I love you guys so very much. And if, you know, if you like my videos, if you'd like to see me upload, if you like where my YouTube channel is going, if you see potential in my channel, if you see potential in me, and you want to see more of my face, if you want to watch me grow, just hit the subscribe button. That's it. That's it. That's it. Just hit it. Just hit it. Just hit the subscribe button. And don't be afraid to join the family, because around here, say it with me, Beauty Gang, say it with me this time, okay? Around here, we stay beautiful inside and out. I love you guys so very much, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye. Mwah.
And I believe, yeah, I believe, yeah. So I'll choose to look on the brighter side.
You know, when you're drowning, you don't actually inhale until right before you black out. It's called voluntary apnea. It's like no matter how much you're freaking out, the instinct to not let any water in is so strong that you won't open your mouth until you feel like your head's exploding.